uncover the hidden rules that create them. Let's start our tour at the very top. The high Himalayan mountains. This is the Alpine climate. Freezing, snowy winters where you need the thickest, warmest clothes possible just to survive. Step down a little bit to the lower Himalayas and suddenly the weather is perfect. This is the temperate zone. This is where all those famous hill stations are located, where people from the plains run to escape the boiling summer heat. Drop down into the northern plains and welcome to the subtropical zone. Here the weather goes to extremes. You get cooked in the blazing summer and frozen in the winter. But it is the absolute perfect environment for growing massive fields of wheat. Head west and you hit the Thar Desert. The arid climate. Blistering hot days, cooler nights and almost zero rain. People here are absolute masters of survival, using special ancient methods to conserve every single drop of water. Now travel down south to the western coast. Grab an umbrella because this is the tropical wet climate. You get massive, heavy monsoon rains here, which makes it the ultimate spot for growing rice and spices. Finally, the central Deccan Plateau gives you a semi-arid climate, while eastern India and the deep south give you a classic tropical climate driven entirely by the rhythm of the monsoon winds. But why? Why is the Thar Desert bone dry while the western coast is drowning in rain? Let's look at the secret factors determining all of this. First is latitude. Imagine shining a flashlight directly at a wall from a few inches away. The light is super strong and concentrated. That is the sun hitting the equator. Now tilt the flashlight. The light spreads out and gets weaker. Places down south near the equator like Kanyakumari get that direct, concentrated heat all year round. But way up north in Srinagar, the sun's rays are slanted and spread out, keeping the weather cool. Second is altitude. Height changes everything. The higher you climb up a mountain, the thinner the air gets. And the further you are from the Earth's warm surface. This is why a famous hill station like Ooty requires a sweater, while a city like Coimbatore, which is at the exact same latitude but lower down, will have you sweating. Quick break. If you're finding this breakdown helpful and want to understand every tricky concept in your syllabus with this much ease, hit that subscribe button right now. Thousands of students are learning with us and we don't want you to miss out. Let's go. Third is your proximity to the sea. The ocean is like a giant natural air conditioner. It heats up very slowly and cools down very slowly. Because of this, a coastal city like Mumbai enjoys a mild, stable temperature all year. But a city trapped inland like Nagpur, it has no ocean AC. It gets blazing hot in the summer and freezing cold in the winter. Fourth, winds. Think of winds as invisible delivery trucks. If a dry wind blows in from the desert, it delivers a massive heat wave to Punjab and Haryana. If it blows down from the icy Himalayas, it delivers a freezing cold wave. And if it blows inland from the sea, it delivers heavy moisture, which rises, cools, and drops as rain. Fifth is topography, or the physical shape of the land. The Himalayas act like a giant, unbreakable shield, blocking freezing winds from Central Asia. Meanwhile, the Western Ghats stand like a massive wall right on the coast. When wet ocean winds crash into this wall, they are forced to drop all their heavy rain right there on the western slopes. But before we finish, there is one more crazy weather trick you need to know. Have you ever noticed that the middle of a crowded city feels noticeably hotter than a village just a few kilometers away? Concrete buildings and asphalt roads trap heat, creating something called an urban heat island. This is an example of a microclimate, a tiny, specific area, like an enclosed valley or a dense forest patch, that creates its own unique weather, totally different from the region right outside of it. And there you have it. From the freezing alpine peaks of the north to the soaking wet spice coasts of the south, India doesn't just have a climate. Thanks to its massive size, its mountains, its oceans and its invisible winds, India is like the entire world's weather, packed into one, single, incredible country.